Hello, hello, everybody. It is Burns. Welcome, welcome. Today is day 5 of our juicy jumpstart on the Real Juicy Detox, and you are watching this on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live, and I am so excited that you are here. Today is going to be a fun day. I am streaming this for the first time using a multi-stream platform called StreamYard. I had to double check, and we're just gonna have some fun over here today. We are really going to be diving deep again and understanding and learning that detoxification is the golden key that unlocks the inner world of health and vitality. And that's what you came here for. That's what I came here for. And today we are going to be getting into it and talking and sharing each other's experiences and really celebrating each other. Today is an amazing day. We are on day 5 out of 40. And if you have started and you're doing this along with us and you're doing this live, especially here in October 2020, then give yourselves a big pat on the back. Let me know. Let me know that you are tuning in. I have this app is amazing because it's going to allow me to show your comments here on the screen. And uh, let's do this. Let us get started. So before I do get started on all of that, I'm just going to jump into my comments. Somebody type a comment. Let me know that you're watching. There is a little bit of a delay, as always happens with streaming apps. So don't be too, bothered by that. It might take me a little while to see your comments. I'm just going to go check on my my Facebook here, and yep, I see myself streaming live. This is so exciting. I'm so excited. So excited. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to again share this with the groups that I have learned so much being a part of in on Facebook. And thank you. Somebody's already shared this to their people. I really appreciate that. Someone drop a comment. Drop a comment so that I can see it right here. Actually, I'm going to drop my own. Oops. Don't turn that off. I'm going to drop my own comment. Let's see. Let's see how this works. Hey, hey, hey. So it is working there. I see my comment pop up here. Hello, Darren. Hello, Elaine. And check this out. If I go like this, I can see my own comment. Look at that. So if you guys want to be a real-time part of this broadcast, please comment. Let's share our experiences and let's see how this all works. So that is working. Hey, hey, hey. That's me, just shared it. Darren, thank you so much. That is amazing. I'm just waiting to see the comments come up here. So that can't post comments to some destinations. That's okay. I want to see all the comments. I want to see all the comments. Hey, 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 it's Burns. I need to go turn on my fan over here. I totally forgot to do that. I brought it in, plugged it in, didn't turn it on. It is warm here in southern Ontario, southwestern Ontario, just outside of Toronto in Cambridge, Ontario. And it's going up to 20 degrees Celsius today, which is very, very warm for the end of October almost. Let me just turn on my fan. Hang on 1 second. Oops. Oops. Come on now. Come on now. You know when you do something beforehand and you think you're all set up and then you realize that, oh, not set up. So I'm not sure why I'm not seeing all the comments over here. Like that is one of the main reasons why, um, you know, that's the main reason, one of the main reasons why I got this platform, and I'm seeing your comments and I am not seeing them pop up on the side of my screen. So hopefully that will happen soon. I'm seeing mine. I'm not seeing Darren's. I'm not seeing Elaine's. So we will just wait and see. In the meantime, let me know in the comments, wherever you're watching this from, let me know in the comments if you are tuning in live. Just type out live in the comments. I just want to, woo! I just want to see, I just want to see how this works. Gel is in the house. Sandra is here. Okay, so I'm just going to be sharing this to a few of my juicing groups. And actually, I'm going to share this. I'm going to do this on my iPad because it's a little bit better functionality. So I'm not sure where the other comments are. Where are my other comments? Where are my other comments on my app? I do not know. I don't know. I don't know. But we're going to be sharing this. Let me know. So we have about 25 people that join the class live when we go live right here, and a lot more that are watching on the replay. We are, oops, let me see here. We are rocking and rolling with our juicy detox. Let me just check for my comments over here. You're watching live. Sandra's watching live. Joan's watching live. Rhonda Jackson is watching. Hello, hello, hello. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to share this to the different groups. And the reason that I'm doing that is because, you know, there are a lot of people who are looking for this information, who are in these different juicing groups. And what I have found is that it's so good to be able to engage with you guys while we learn and while we share our experiences. And it's something that, to be quite honest, I can't find a lot of people who are doing this with the Dr. Morse kind of protocol. And I just decided, you know what, I'm going to use all of my experience and expertise as a teacher, as a social media coach, as a business coach, and as a meditation mentor, and now as a detox specialist to help you finally get to these answers that we are searching around for. So let me just share this to my juicing groups, and I'll let you know. Amy is here. Yes, Amy in the house. Whoop whoop. And for some reason, these comments are just now starting to come in, starting to come through. Yes, 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 yes. As my dad used to say, yes, 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 yes. He always did 5 yeses. I don't know why. Amy is in the house. She's watching from YouTube. Hey, guys, this may be a better time, a really good time. Go over to my YouTube channel. I don't know. Can I even post that here? Go over to my YouTube channel if you want to see this, because it seems like the YouTube comments are coming through, but the Facebook comments are not coming through. So if you want to go watch this live on Facebook and be able to see your comments pop up, get up in there. So I'm sharing this to juicing and raw food support group for your healing journey. I'm sharing this to juicing for health, which is an amazing group. I'm sharing this to solid food vacation / juice feasting, because that is by far one of the favorite groups that I learned so much when I started this juicing journey with John Rose. And Juicing Mama. Juicing Mama is a collection of brilliant mamas who are all doing this juicing and this juicy kind of stuff. I don't know why this isn't showing up in my for my YouTube people. Let's see here. Is there something that I can change? I don't know. Something in the settings? I don't know. I don't know. But if you want your comment to show up on the screen, like how I've got Amy showing up here, isn't Amy gorgeous? Everybody say hello to Amy. She's viewing on YouTube. So if you want to go check that out, check this video live streaming right now on my YouTube channel. Go and check that out. I'm gonna drop a link here where you guys can check that out. I don't ever want to take people off of my YouTube, my Facebook platform, but I really want to see your comments. I want to see them up here. That's the main reason that I started streaming with this. But first, stay focused, friends, stay focused. Let me share this out to my Robert Morse groups. And that is fans of Dr. Robert Morse, ND. And Cindy is in the house. Whoop, whoop, Cindy. Oh my God, I love your profile picture there, Cindy. And Sharing the Detox Diet by Dr. Robert Morse. And I am all shared up. Yes, Amy, girl, look at this. Is this not the coolest thing ever? Bam! I just think that is the coolest thing ever. So we are, let me get my link for you for my channel. And you can see it right there. I'm streaming live on my YouTube page. So cool. So cool. I'm going to drop the link in the Facebook comments so that if you're watching there, you can come on over so we can comment. I don't know why I can't get the Facebook comments to pop up here. Oh, well, so it goes. So if you're watching this, let me just drop this link here in the comments right there. So that is the link on the Facebook. If you guys want to go and check it out, there is, here it is. Here it is. Or if you're in Facebook, you should be able to just click that link right there, that like how I just clicked it, and get right over into the YouTube stream, because I want your comments up here. I want to see all of your comments. You guys are amazing. You're supporting each other. We're doing this together. We're not in this alone. This is not just me doing my little juicing thing on the side by myself. This is all of us doing this together. We're all learning and growing. So this is so amazing. So, but I will read out the Facebook comments because I want to acknowledge you guys before we get started. So Sandra is here. Oh, and my battery is low. I'm going to unplug from there. So Joan is here. Cindy is here on the live as well. Rhonda, hey there, Berns. Day 5 and alive. Yes. Yes, we are on day 5 and Rhonda's alive. And so am I. And so are you if you're watching this. So that is really good. Savette is here. Rhonda is also on day 5 and 5 pounds down. Me too. I am 5 pounds down. Oh my God. Can you believe that? Easy. I'm enjoying it. I'm not feeling deprived. I am thriving. I have so much energy. By the end of the day, by around 8 o'clock, I am ready for bed. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm ready for bed by then. Gel says, juiced 2 pink grapefruits, 3 oranges, and a lemon for lunch. Wow, that sounds amazing. There's nothing like citrus, for me anyhow, to really get things moving, get things going. Citrus is amazing. Amy came through on Facebook. Yeah, so all the comments will come through on all of the platforms that I'm streaming to. Well, I'm just streaming to 2 platforms right now, Facebook and YouTube. But so when I pop them up, you'll be able to see it. Yes, Gel is on the YouTube now. Yes, and Sandra found me on the YouTube as well. So guys, if you are watching on Facebook, I'm sorry, Facebook, but you want to be, and if you want your comments to pop up and you want to share what you are experiencing and you have questions that you want to ask me, come on over to the YouTube link that I shared so that I can get those questions answered, and so that we can celebrate you and we can acknowledge you on Facebook, on YouTube, on both platforms. For whatever reason, I can only see my Facebook comments here on the sidebar where I can share it. So let's get into this. We are on day 5 of our juicy jumpstart. And what does that mean? Well, it means different things for a lot of us, right? Everybody is kind of taking their own approach to this. I'm going to share what I've been doing, and I'm going to share how other people have been modifying this so that they have their most amplified detox protocol going. Let me just go back to something that I want to point out here. Why are we even doing this, right? Detoxification is the golden key that unlocks the inner world of health and vitality. And when we can understand that, when we understand what's going on in our body and that we are unlocking our health, then we can really start looking at, okay, how do we do that? How do we detoxify? How do we get this detoxification ball rolling? Janita is here. Awesome. So if you guys are tuning in, let me put up a little banner here to just say tune in to the live stream on YouTube to have your comments, questions, and face. There's also a way that I can bring you guys on camera. Anybody want to join me on this live stream? Wouldn't that be cool? If you are taking part in the juicy part of this detox, if you are doing this, if you're on day 5 with the rest of us and you feel like you want to jump on camera, apparently we can do that here. If you want to do that with me, let me know. It doesn't matter what you're on. You can be, you don't need a device. You don't need you need a device. You need an Android or an Apple device, obviously your phone where you're watching this, or your computer, but you don't need an app. So what am I typing here in this banner? Tune into the live stream on YouTube to have your comments, questions, and face on this in this class. Let's do it like that in this broadcast. And we're going to just keep that scrolling across the bottom. Oh, I totally lost that. Bear with me through this little technicality, okay? I'm saying, want to have your comment and questions pop up on this broadcast. Join on YouTube. And will it paste that link that I pasted? No, it won't. Oh my gosh, I keep hitting the wrong thing. I'm so sorry. Give me a minute. It just want to join me. Want to have your comment pop up live. Want to have your comment pop up live on screen during this broadcast? Want to have your comment and questions? Oh lordy, oh lordy. Tune in on YouTube now. Scroll across. There we go. Add banner. There we go. Okay. So if you want to have your questions and your comments pop up here, I want you to tune in. Where are we? So yes. So Cindy has a question. This is amazing. Did you say the Knudsen brand was good? My Walmart has them for $3.58 a bottle for a 1 liter bottle. So the Knudsen brand, as long as you have, so what we're talking about right now is our grape juice feast that we are doing, and I'm going to go grab the bottle, and I'm going to go grab mine from the fridge, because I have my juice in the fridge. So yeah, so Cindy, gel is a perfect answer. Make sure the Knudsen's is not from concentrate. So you want it to be organic, fresh, or cold pressed, or you can just say pressed, organic, pressed, not from concentrate, and it should be in a glass jar, a glass bottle. And in that case, $3.58 sounds pretty low for $3.58 sounds pretty low for organic. That sounds like what you might expect in a regular, a traditional, not organic juice. So Janita says, got my book, woot woot. So Janita, I've been telling people, and you can just read the bottom there, if you want to have your comments pop up on screen like this, then you can come in onto the YouTube platform and you can type a comment in there. So Sharon says, I don't see you on Facebook Live. I'm on Facebook Live. I'm in my Facebook right now. And Karine, so we have different people who are, let me post a comment right here. I'm going to post some of the comments that people are commenting in the Facebooks. I want the questions. These are good questions. Today in class, right here, right now, we're going to be busting some protein myths and sugar myths that people are just misinformed on. I love you. I love you. I love you, but you're wrong. You've been misinformed. And that kind of really sucks because, you know, because it does. It really sucks. People have been so misinformed. Let me type in here. Let me type in something here. I wonder if I can I not just copy this? Okay, so Karine says protein is the building blocks for muscle. Correct. Let's talk about that. And she also says drinking sugar without protein is a recipe for headaches in my body. Oh my gosh, I hate that you've got headaches going on, girl, but let's talk about this. This is so good. And then she said, so balance is what I strive for. And a little kiss and a hug. Oh my goodness. So this is what I want to talk about. This is what I want to talk about with you guys. Okay. So this comment is actually from a dear friend of mine. Hello, Karine. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that I can help shed some light on this for you. Protein is the building block for muscle. Well, that's not really true. Amino acids are the building block for muscles. And amino acids are found, you could find amino acids in protein. That is true. And a lot of people are using animal protein for that building muscle, right? For that building blocks for muscle. Let's just talk about the first part of that, of your statement. So you're right. Amino acids build structure. They build structure. If you are in a bodybuilding type of thing or you're doing a fitness program, if you are eating protein and you are getting that protein from animal sources, not only are you getting some amino acids, you're also getting a whole lot of acid forming ash when you digest that animal protein. That acid forming ash, that acid ash residue that is left behind in the body when the body metabolizes the dead decaying flesh that you are eating. And let's just be really clear about this, okay? When we eat animal-based protein, we are consuming dead, decaying flesh that have 0 angstroms or 0 amplitudes of energy contained within the food, or what we think is food, and it's actually not food. When we eat dead, decaying flesh, that is a foreign protein, a foreign substance within our body, and the body goes into protection mode for that, right? When we have a buildup of this acid, not only does the body have to deal with getting rid of that acid ash residue through the kidneys, through the colon, through the skin, through the mucus lining, but you have the corrosive and agglomerating or sticking together nature that comes along when you eat acid forming food. And you also need to think about this. We have been indoctrinated and brainwashed into thinking that we need to eat a lot of meat in order to be healthy, in order to get our protein, when in fact, the actual amount of protein that we really need in our body to have a healthy body and a healthy structure is far, far, far less than what we than what we have been told and what we have been led to believe. And why have we been led to believe this stuff? We've been led to believe that we need all this protein because it's money. It's a big money making industry. The big pharma controls big agriculture. All right. It does not benefit your health to eat a lot of protein for building blocks for muscle. It just doesn't. There are so many raw, vegan, plant-based bodybuilders, fitness competitors, muscle-bound people, And remember, muscle does not equal fitness. Muscle and fitness, it's actually the name of a magazine. Several of my bikinis were actually featured in Muscle and Fitness magazine um, in the day, back in the day. Uh, Muscle and so-called fitness does not equal health. A lot of people who have a high protein diet have arthritis, have kidney failure, have adrenal weakness. Adrenal weakness. That was a really cute little way that the fitness competitors would call it after their competitions when they were, after they did all the incredible protein loading. They would go into adrenal weakness. They would have all of the characteristics of adrenal failure, right? We can get all into that. Um, and it was because of the protein. If you look at all of the top bodybuilders, Arnold Schwarzenegger included, dealing with rheumatoid arthritis, dealing with kidney failure issues, dealing with high blood pressure, low blood pressure. And that's what you're going to get. Woo, 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 woo. You keep eating a high protein diet. That's what is going to be your next calling. I'm not even kidding you. So also, we have to remember that we're already properly built. Our form and our structure is already in place. And to think that we need to upload and load up on all this protein, listen, let me be very transparent and very honest with you guys here, okay? I have done my own share of high protein diets. I've done keto, I've done high protein diets, I've done it all. I've done it all. And I lost a lot of weight when I was doing that, but I was also over exercising. I was the amount of exercise that I was doing, and I still had the issues that I was having. I was in pain all the time. I had inflammation in my joints. I was sore all the time, you know. Now let's talk about the sugar aspect. Drinking sugar without protein is a recipe for headaches in your body. No, protein is a recipe for headaches in your body. Protein is the recipe for all of the breakdown, all of the pain, because pain is an inflammatory response within the body. So if you are thinking that drinking sugar in the form of juice along with your protein, that it's the sugar that's causing the headaches, you are absolutely categorically wrong. I challenge you, Karine. I challenge you for 1 month to take on, or for a week, or for a day, take on a juice protocol like what we're doing. See what it does in your body. But I can tell you for sure that there are enough people in this world who are doing this that know that when you stop eating protein, you stop the inflammation. I got to tell you, let me go grab my juice actually, speaking of this, because what is it that's coming up on here now? Good Lord. I just clicked something on my iPad and it just went all to something else. Let me go grab my juice because I need my fruit sugar in my body, because fruit sugar, fructose, simple sugar, combined with oxygen produces on a cellular level a cycle of energy. And every single cell in the body has one job. I mean, a lot of cells come together to then, create tissues and organs and glands and structures and different systems within the body. But when you step it way back, when you're just looking at a cellular level, every individual cell on its own has a job to do. And that job is to produce a cycle of energy when combined with oxygen. And the actual raw material, the actual fuel that is required for this cycle of energy to happen is a simple sugar, not a polysaccharide, not a disaccharide, a monosaccharide, one sugar. So, gosh, I forgot my detox book here. Let me message Kaya and ask her to bring in my detox book. Let me just see here. Let me just quickly get to some other comments. I'm just going to jump back around. So Gel said that she was able to order the Lakewood brand of grape juice from Vitacost, about $6.50 a bottle, glass, organic, not from concentrated, in the USA. That's amazing. So that's $6.50 US that she got hers. Um, Cindy said, yes, it's organic and it is in a glass bottle. So Cindy, that is a really good one. I'm going to send you a picture since I can't post a picture here. It says juice concentrate. So if it says that it's made from concentrate, then that's not what you want. You want it not from concentrate. Nikki says, I was looking for you on Facebook. Glad I checked on YouTube. I'm picking it up on the Facebook. So that is a good thing. But I want to go back to finishing up this question, and I hope that I'm explaining it right. I hope that I'm explaining it right. This entire class, I want us to really dive deep and get into it. If you have questions, let me know. You got to come up onto the YouTube platform because I'm streaming it live both on Facebook and on YouTube. And what I can see is that I cannot, for whatever reason, see my my YouTube, my Facebook comments within this app where I can pull up your comments on the screen. Without further ado, I'm going to go grab my my juice. I do apologize. I thought I was totally prepared for the start of this class, and clearly I'm not because I don't have my detox book and I don't have my my juice with me. So just bear with me. I will be right back. Hi, Doc. Okay. Okay, so I am back. What I miss? What I miss? What I miss? Amy asked, can I add a bit of good water to my grape juice? Yes, you definitely can. Sometimes I find that the juice is just a little bit strong. So, so this really works really well. Yeah, that is really weird. I'm catching people on the Facebook. Let me just see here. Yeah, I don't know why that is. My phone says YouTube is restricted. So if you see that YouTube link that I put in there up above, and if you click that, if it says restrictive, then all you have to do is click the little thing at the very top that says open app. You see that top part there? If you just click open app, that should be able to see you. That should be able to get you right into YouTube. Or you can just go right onto YouTube. And just look for my profile. You can search for Berns Bedard on YouTube. Can't see you on Facebook. The live is not on. That is so very interesting. That is so very interesting. And yet I am in my Facebook app on my profile. And it says that I'm live now on my profile. So I don't know. We'll get it sorted out. You know how it is with slightly new technology, right? Sometimes it's like, what? Gel says that price was too good to be true. All the Knudsen I've seen say they are from concentrate. Lakewood is recommended brand by Dr. Morse. Yes. So Lakewood is Knudsen's does have an organic brand. So if you can find the Knudsen's with the organic juice, that would be great. But yeah, so far I am streaming on YouTube as well as on Facebook. So we'll see if this works. I'm also on my Facebook feed, and what I'm doing is I am scrolling through and looking for looking through the comments to make sure that I'm addressing all of the comments, no matter where they're coming in from. So we were going back to this comment that that one of my dear friends, Kareen, I hope you're still watching, Kareen, that she posted, protein is the building blocks for muscle. That is a myth. That is a myth that is propagated by the food industry, owned by big pharma. Because I'm telling you guys, if you can look at food from a point of chemistry going in, chemistry as it's happening in our body, and what is the chemistry that's left behind once our food is metabolized, and we can start looking at the reality that listen, there's a reality here that we need to realize, okay? And the reality that we need to realize is that all disease happens under an acid sky. So all disease within the body happens under an acid sky. Acids agglomulate, acids make things stick together, acids corrode. Think about battery acid. Yeah, I know you guys are saying that's ridiculous, Berns. Meat, this does not taste acidic. It doesn't even taste bitter. It doesn't taste like acid, like when you bite into an orange or suck on a lemon, right? That's what you think. You're like, it's not acid, it's delicious. Are you kidding me? It's so juicy and savory, and put some barbecue sauce on there and it's even a little bit sweet. Yeah, that's right. That is how it tastes on your tongue. But we're looking at what is the chemistry that's left behind in your body after it has been metabolized. After everything leaves behind a residue, right? Everything leaves behind a residue. You can't just ingest something and think that it's not going to leave behind a residue ash or a residue compound or a residue substance. And when it's been tested, this is not just somebody's opinion. This is not just something that sounds really fun and really, no, this is actually a fact. All right. It's been tested in laboratories that when you have any food substance, and they've tested all the different types of foods, guys. They've tested meat, they've tested vegetables, they've tested fruit, they've tested bread, milk, dairy, everything, all the grains, everything. And what they have found is that there are only two substances that leave behind an alkaline residue in the body. And those two things are fruits and vegetables, with some other items also being, there are some exceptions to that. But for the most part, all meat, all dairy, all complex carbohydrates in the form of all the grains, all the pasta, all the sweets, all the processed refined sugar, anything that is cooked actually leaves behind an acid residue in the body. And what this residue does in the body is that this residue, let me go back to my comments here, this residue in the body has to be taken care of by the body. It's got to be either removed by the body, hopefully, or it just stays within the body and continues its acid corrosive effect within the body. So when you realize that all disease happens under an acid sky, then you're going to start looking at your food, not just from a proteins, carbs, and fat perspective. You're going to look at stuff from is this acidic or is this alkaline? All right. So that's very, very important. Emoji King. Hey, Emoji King. Oh my goodness. So glad that you are here. Is that an iris? That is an iris. I love your profile picture, man. That is pretty cool. Fruit and fruit juice and vegetables flush out residue, breaks up kidney stones, gallbladder stones, etc. Absolutely, Emoji King. Cooked food like meat, bread, daily pasteurized and homogenized stuff leaves behind an acid ash residue in the body. 100%. So people that think that, oh, I need to have all this protein because I need to have all these building blocks, and I need to be in the gym, and my structure needs building. Your structure is already built. Your structure is already built. You actually don't need what you think you need. You don't need what you have been conditioned to believe you need. That is a 100% myth. 100% myth. And we need to understand why that myth is being propagated. Understand who controls the money. Understand who controls the food industry, and it's big pharma. Big pharma wants you, big pharma wants us to have broken down bodies so that they can diagnose your symptom and call that a disease, so that they can then prescribe a medicine or a medication, a pharmaceutical, a treatment, a surgery, a chemotherapy, so that you can stay wrapped up in their model. It's a multi-trillion-dollar business. So we need to be aware, and we need to say to ourselves, okay, let me see if maybe this whole protein myth and this whole sugar myth that says that, oh my goodness, fruit sugar, bad, 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 very bad for you. You're going to feed your cancer. You're going to give yourself diabetes. You're going to gain weight if you eat too much fruit. Literally, that's what people believe because that's what they've been told, right? Meanwhile, they're going out. What are you eating instead? You're going out and you're eating all the breads, all the pastas, all the grains, even oatmeal, because you think, well, oatmeal is good for me, right? Because it's not gluten. It's gluten free, right? It's gluten free. It's acid. It's and to break it down within the body creates a huge toxic effect within the body. All of that stuff coats your small intestine. When all of that glue, even gluten free, all of those grains, many of which are highly, highly, highly glutinous in the body. It's glue. It's right in the name, guys. It's right in the name. Gluten, glue. It's right in the name. It glues, it makes sticky, it coats our small intestine with a huge amount of mucoid plaque, preventing the body from absorbing. The small intestines is where our nutrients, once digested in the stomach, goes into the small intestines to be absorbed. And many of us are walking around with malabsorption issues. We are walking around with with either excessive weight and struggling with our weight and struggling to maintain a healthy weight, or we're dealing with excessive thinness, which is also a malabsorption issue. It's amazing. That is a Dr. Jensen iridology chart. I was certified by Dr. Jensen in 1994. Well, God bless you, my friend. God bless you. And to see that you also have been certified by Dr. Jensen in 1994, and you've been doing this work so much, and to hear that you say that I speak the truth. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. And you also said, awesome channel you have here. You're a great communicator. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I really hope that this is coming through. I'm seeing this on my Facebook Live feed right now, on my page on Berns Bedard. I see that I only have 9 viewers on my Facebook page, where I usually have 25 or 30, but I do have 18 in total here. So I am confident that this is getting out and being streamed appropriately, and that the right people are seeing this, that you're seeing this because you need to see this. Emoji King says, okay, I'm a listen now. I'll help if you like. Hey, man, pop in your comments, pop in your experience, pop in your knowledge. I am not the only holder of this information and of this knowledge. I'm just one girl who is trying to share what I know, because I know what this does for me. I know what the effect of not having all that protein does for me. All right. I know what the effect of not having all of that glutinous stuff in my body. I know how that has affected my body. Emoji King says, grains like glue is like plaster of Paris in your digestive tract, sticking to the epithelial lining. 100%. And a lot of people who are, poo-pooing the fruits are out there like eating the glutinous carbohydrate plaster of Paris stuff, and they're the ones that are afraid of fruits. That is so backwards. That is so backwards. I mean, I don't mean to say that you're backwards anybody who thinks that that is the way to eat and fuel your body. I'm just saying that that mentality is backwards, right? Kidney filtration is indeed the key. That is indeed brought to us by Dr. Robert Morse. And I have something that I say all the time, and what I say is kidney filtration is the holy grail of detoxification. Kidney filtration is the holy grail of detoxification, because if your kidneys are not filtering, if your kidneys are not flushing out the lymphatic waste that is in your lymph system, if your kidneys are shut down because you've eaten too much animal protein in the past, like most of us have, if your adrenals are shut down because you've been flooding them with all the adrenaline, the hormones, the antibiotics that are in the meat, you want to talk about another element of whether we need protein or not? Yeah, we need some amino acids, but to get that from an animal protein source that is flooded with adrenaline as it's being slaughtered, you don't think that that animal knows that shit's coming down the pike for him right now? You don't think that animal has an aware consciousness? No, no. There we go. You don't think that I was getting a call in. Let me just message my girl and let her know I'm on a live right now. That animal, when did I send that or did I just type it? Yeah, I sent it. That animal, as it's being led to the slaughterhouse, is picking up all of the awareness and the consciousness of what's going down in that slaughterhouse. It's hearing and picking up the energy and the vibration of the animals that are getting closer and closer and closer. There's a franticness, there's a panic that is going down. No matter how humanely this happens, the animal has a rush of adrenaline that rushes through its body as it knows that it is headed for its demise. That adrenaline gets pumped into the muscles of the animal. And then when we consume and eat that animal, we are getting the rush of adrenaline. And adrenaline is a stimulant. It's a very intense, very, very, very powerful stimulant, created, manufactured by the adrenal glands. And when it's the adrenaline. You know, if you've ever been in an accident or you've a near accident, about a second or two after the event that shocks you, or if somebody scares you like out of the blue, you know what I mean? You know that the heart racing and the flooding of blood to our extremities, what that's doing, that's a biologically built-in mechanism to protect us. Because if we are in the wild and we sense danger and we have to make an intense and instant deliberate decision to fight or flight, to fight or flee, right? It's that fight or flight mechanism. What's happening in the body is the adrenaline being pumped into your body by the kidneys, flooding the body so that your muscles are going to be ready to go, ready to run, to protect yourself. But when we stop, when we start flooding our bodies with all of this excess adrenaline by the food that we're eating, in particular the animal flesh that we're eating, what happens is that the adrenals go, oh, I don't need to do this, because the body wants homeostasis, right? The body wants and craves homeostasis. The body wants and craves homeostasis. So if you're ingesting, if you're putting in the chemical steroids, the animal adrenaline, right? All the hormones, if you're putting that in, the body's going to sit back and it's going to go, I don't need to do anything here. I'm good. You got this? You're going to give me all the adrenaline? Okay, I don't need to do this work. I don't need to produce any adrenaline. And then your body stops the ability to function properly at the adrenal level. So when you think, oh, I need protein, I got to go eat some meat because I need protein, because without meat, and I'm certainly not going to drink any sugar with that because it's going to give me a headache. You've got it all wrong. I'm referring to a comment that I had that I had earlier from somebody who, a dear friend of mine. Hello, Karine. I hope you're still watching. I hope I haven't turned you completely off, because I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging everybody who's watching this to really look at the reality of what you think is truth. And your truth is based in and perpetrated by the financial gain of big pharma and big agriculture. It just is, right? Big pharma wants to keep us sick. It wants to keep our consciousness, our awareness dulled down. When you consume whatever you consume, you are always going to be ingesting and consuming and taking on by transmutation the awareness and the consciousness that is in your food into every cell in your body. Ask yourself, after doing juice for a week, do a juice protocol for a week. You're not going to die, Karine. You're not going to die. You're not going to die. All right. Do a juice protocol for a week, or even just a raw protocol. Give up meat for a week, and then put meat back in your diet and ask yourself how you feel. Because I can guarantee you, you're not going to feel good. And I can guarantee you that if you go on a raw protocol for any amount of time, you're going to feel a whole lot better. You might have detox symptoms. We've been talking about detox symptoms in the class here these past few days, right? This week, we've been talking about the detox symptoms, but and sometimes that does, you do feel kind of crappy when you're going through the detox process, because you're pulling out, you're astringing. The fruit juice is having a powerful effect to detoxify your body, to pull out, to astringe all of the acids that you have been putting in, and that's going to stir up some crappy feeling, right? Whatever we suppress in the past, we're going to feel. We're going to feel when we detox, but we're not going to feel it as badly as it, or as for a sustained period of time as you may think. Gel says, I haven't eaten meat in a long time, but I did enjoy my pinto beans and split pea soup. Chickpeas and salads, I miss that the most. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Chickpeas are considered by people who follow Dr. Sebi's, the infamous herbalist who helps so many people heal from HIV and AIDS and a lot of disease. Dr. Sebi does say that chickpeas are okay. I've used them. I do enjoy a hummus every now and then, and I do use them. Pinto beans require so much cooking in order to be palatable and consumable, edible. But when you look at it, there's 0 angstroms of energy left, and your body still has to go through an incredible process to digest that matter, the beans. And there's no electrical benefit. And you're in a deficit from eating the beans. You're in a deficit from eating the beans. You're in a deficit from eating the beans. Emoji King, you're making me laugh. Okay, I'll try to shut up. I have extremely high energy from my vegetarian diet. Yes. Do not stop your comments. I'm going to get to all of them. Trust me, I'm going to get to all of them. I'm just jumping around here. So yeah, kidney filtration is key. It is key. It is key. It is key. Emoji King also says, I will share this with all of my subscribers. Thank you, man. I so appreciate that. The more people that we can share this information with, the more people we can ignite with this desire to be truly healthy from the inside out, I'm telling you, the more lives we are going to be able to change. Because remember, detoxification is the golden key that unlocks the inner world of health and vitality. Let me take a little sip. Let me take a little sip. Make sure I got some, if I've got any Facebook comments, and I do. Woo, woo. Hey, Michael. Michael says, hey, fam. Carlene says, I see you on Facebook. Sam says, hello, everyone. So one of the comments here from Amanda, and I wonder, I cannot see, can I copy any of these comments? Let me see. I cannot copy any of the comments on the Facebook as I go through here, and I'm going to have to figure out why I cannot see any of my Facebook comments on here. But let me go through here. I will read out the comments that are showing up on the Facebook but are not showing up in the screen here, so I cannot put the comments right live over here. But Amanda says, hello, Amanda. Thank you so much for watching and for asking a question on here. Amanda says, Berns, do you think after doing juicing detox that a person could go back to a healthier option, solid food diet, but have cheat days, sugar and acid foods? I just did a mineral hair test, still have to go over results, but I was informed my sodium and chromium levels are low. Really looking to heal myself. Let's talk about that. So I'm going to type that question. That's a great question. So I'm going to type my question from Amanda. My sodium and which one? Chromium. Whoops. Levels are low. And she really wants to heal herself. So let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about this. I'm just going to go down here. So Amanda is asking, my sodium and chromium levels are low. She really wants to heal herself. And she's asking as well, after doing the detox, can I go back on and have cheat days and have, sugar and acid foods? And the first thing that I want to address in your question, Amanda, is the question of low sodium levels. The adrenal glands control sodium and potassium. So if you have sodium levels that are really high or sodium levels that are really low, know that this is because of your adrenal weakness. And the one and only thing that can heal your adrenals, well, the two things that can heal and build up your adrenals and get those sodium levels back into balance are a fruit, melon, and berry diet. So everything within your juicing protocol or your raw food protocol, and the support of herbs and short-term glandular support for your adrenals. All right. When we see, I don't know, this is probably you, but you might get a lot of, cravings for salty food, cravings for chips, that crunchy, salty craving. And that is because your adrenals are low. We have a friend, God bless him. I love you. If you're watching, you know who if I'm talking about you, but I'm not going to call your name. We have a friend who is extremely, extremely addicted to salt, sodium. He carries salt packages around in everywhere, in his coat pocket, he does not leave the house without his extra salt. And the amount of salt that one year we even got him a joke birthday gift. We got him a salt shaker that was this big, it was like a sugar jar, but I pretended it was a salt shaker because he was so crazy about getting in all this sodium. I didn't know it at the time because I wasn't a detox specialist at the time and I wasn't in this work, but that's high sodium, that high sodium craving is because of weak adrenals. So you want to be fixing your weak adrenals. Now, to get on to another question, and Emoji King, you know what? Don't go away. Don't shut up. Keep those comments coming. Keep the engagement. Keep the comments going in the YouTube comment section. I'm going to be putting all of your comments up on the screen. Thank you so much for being here and for being so engaged with us. I love you. I see you. I've seen your comments on my YouTube videos, and I so appreciate that. The other thing that Amanda wrote was, I'm just going to put it here. What can I have after my detox is over? Can I have cheat days with sugar, acid foods, etc.? That is a great question. That is a really good question. So what do you do after your detox? So you've come through this detox, you've done however many days, you've done 1 day, you've done 3 days, you've done 5 days, you've done 40 days, whatever you've done. That was the biggest question for me, guys. That was the biggest question when I was doing this. And I was like, okay, I'm loving my juicy detox, but the bottom line is I can't sustain this. I want food. I miss food. I'm a foodie. I love my food. That led me to really start exploring and start discovering and start experimenting in the kitchen with dehydrated food, a lot of raw vegan recipes. And here's what I found. Here's what I found. I found all sorts of ways to satisfy my need for having my sugary foods, right? For having my savory food, for having my burgers, for having, and I just want to say before this, I have had friends that have been raw vegan who used to come to our parties who would put their beautiful vegan food on the barbecue, like their portobello mushrooms and their vegan food. I myself was a vegetarian for 15 years at one point, but I always thought, man, that's pretty extreme. Vegan, raw, what? I'm not one of those kind of people, right? What I want you guys to know is that there are options and ways that you can recreate some of your favorite craving type foods and not miss the acid hit from it. Here you've done all this work to create an environment that is alkaline. You've alkalized your body. You've removed all the toxins. You've done the work. And still, this is a lifelong process, guys. Think about it. It's taken you how many years to get to this state of health that you're in? From putting in all this acid food for decades upon decades. 55 years for me. I'm not even kidding you. I turned 55 this September. And I have found that it's taking a long time to fully clear out and clean out the system, to clean out the body. Very, very important. So, yeah, technically speaking, if you have gotten your kidneys filtering, because remember what I said before, right? Kidney filtration is the holy grail of detoxification. If you can get your kidneys filtering, and if you can maintain kidney filtration with a mainly fruits, melons, and berries, or raw protocol to include also vegetables if you want. Technically speaking, yes, you will be able to clear out and to easily handle a cheat meal here or there. Absolutely, absolutely. We want to be flexible in this. We want to be, we want to have a life. We want to be able to go out to have social activities with people and different social events without feeling like, oh my God, I can't eat anything and I'm in this straitjacket. I can't move left or right. No, but it's all about making the right choices, looking at what's on the menu, deciding what's going to be better for me, right? Deciding what is this going to affect within my body. And I can guarantee you that if you're on a protocol like this and you're really doing a brilliant job, as you all are, to detoxify and clean this stuff out of your system, you're not going to want to put in a whole lot of sugar afterwards. You're going to have a much greater respect and understanding for how this chemistry works in your body. And I can guarantee you that if you do go and have a cheat meal here or there, you're going to feel it. And you're not going to feel great because your body is squeaky clean. Your body is squeaky clean on the inside, and now you're putting in some junk into it. Your body is going to tell you, whoa, what you doing here? What you doing here? All right. Let's just scroll back up. Gel said, my urine was amber color, but no filtration and not much flow this morning for some reason. I felt like I had more liquids yesterday too. Puzzling. Yes, it is puzzling. It's so puzzling because what we're finding is that we don't know how this detox process is going to unfold from one day to the next. I've had some stuff that I've been dealing with, that I've been looking at, and I've been like, what the heck is going on? I've not seen this. I've been juice fasting and juice cleansing, and feasting on fruits, melons, and berries for 145 days now. And what I'm looking at, I have the same thing. I'm like, what? Where's all my pee? How come I'm not peeing as much? Right? But then that changes. Sometimes my urine, especially with all this grape juice, has been very much that amber color, not as much thick, cloudy filtration. And I don't know why that's happening. It's not my job to know why. It's my job to put this juice into my body and to watch the process unfold, however it's going to unfold. Emoji King says, I did my first 10-day water fasting in 1976 when I was grounded for staying out all night. Day 7 Kundalini experience. Oh my God, I need to hear more about that. That sounds pretty cool. 10-day, that's amazing. So you've been crushing this for some time. I was 6 years old in 1976, my friend. You're amazing. Emoji King says, hey, Gel, hello, we're in the right place. We certainly are. Um, Emoji King says, to see my at emoji art, go to Emoji King has emoji art. If you want to see it, go to John Binney, new song every day, YouTube soulful music collaborations. Awesome. We'll check that out for sure. And then you had said, okay, I'll try to shut up. Please don't shut up. Don't shut up. Don't ever censor yourself. Don't ever shut down yourself because you think you're being too extra. I'm extra. You're in the right place. You're in the right place. The easiest way for a lot of people to do is to do the juice. The easiest way for a lot of people is to do the juice feast. John Rose, YouTube. So you're absolutely right. So John Rose is an amazing leader in this field of juice cleansing to clear out the mucoid plaque and the interstitial stagnation within the gut, within the whole body, but he really focuses on the gut. And his work led me to Dr. Morse because I would hear him talking about Dr. Morse, and I was like, who is this Dr. Morse dude? Um, uh, so let me just see one thing here. I see that my Kaya is here, and I think that I can bring some people on over here. Can I? I'm not quite up on the up and up, but Kaya is my beautiful daughter. Hello, Kaya. So glad that you are tuning in here, and I don't know how to bring you up on this side of the platform. How do I do that? Okay, I'll figure that out for another time. But John Rose is amazing. He is is he 60 years old now? Emoji King, remind me. I can't remember. I came across his video after binge watching Jason Vale, Vale, Jason Vale's Juice It Up movie. And then I started binge watching his recipes for all these different beautiful fruit and vegetable combination juices. And what I found was that I started getting notifications popping up on my YouTube recommended list for this John Rose dude. He always is shirtless. He's out in nature. He's got a rocking, amazing body for anybody, but for a 60-year-old man. And the title of it was 60-year-old man, 30-year vegan, or something to that effect. Secrets of whatever. I don't even know what came after that. I just know, what, 60-year-old man, and you're looking like that, and you're doing this raw thing. Let me check it out. And my mind was blown. He's passionate. He's amazing. He's a little over the top, I gotta say. So I showed it to my sister, and she was like, yeah, that's a little fanatical. And he is, because he's so passionate about it. I can get very fanatical about this as well sometimes. So he says, and that's one of the reasons why I really realized that this was the path to my healing, because he said, do this juice fast for any number of days. Give yourself a solid food vacation. Give your body a break from digesting and from processing solid food for 30 days and see how much your body will change. See what's going to come out of your body. Guys, when you see what's coming out of your body in the toilet in the way of bowel movements, and you realize that you haven't been eating any solid food for that entire time, where's all this matter coming from? What is it that I'm pooping in the toilet? What is that? A lot of it is parasites. A lot of it is stuff and gunk and mucoid plaque that has been stuck in your small intestines in all the little pockets that's coating all. Remember yesterday I was talking about the villi on the inside of the intestinal wall. There are these little hairs, right? That are all inside of the small intestines. The small intestines is a long, snaky tube, right? And when you lay that, if you were to lay out the surface area of our small intestines, it will cover the surface, the area, the square footage of a tennis court. I had to Google that. I was like, is that true? Is that like for real? That doesn't sound like, that's extreme, right? That's extreme. And I Googled it and it was true. I mean, not everything that you Google comes up and it's like truth, okay? Like there's a lot of crap on Google, on the internet. Anybody can put anything up on the internet and call it a fact. Anybody can look at a fact and say, fact checked, false, because, you know, of their own agenda. But when you just look at that information, that makes sense. So on the inside, and we're not talking about just cutting open and just laying it out. We're talking about all the surface area around every villi, which is there to absorb the nutrients that we are ingesting, right? We've eaten it, it's been digested in our stomach with the hydrochloric acid, and then it moves into the small intestine after it goes past, you know, the certain other organs, but it goes into the small intestine. And then when it's in the small intestine, that's where the absorption of those minerals happens. But when we have eaten a diet rich in gluten and in grains and in dairy products, all the dairy products, right? It has, when you eat dairy, you ever notice when you go have an ice cream cone, then you're snorting back all the mucus that's in your sinuses right away, right? You're coughing up, you're hawking up all of that mucus. That's because it has an instant reaction within your body. And your body is beautiful. Your body is amazing. Your body is protecting it. Your body is protecting you from yourself. It's gonna make you inflamed, right? In order to cool down the acid load. It's going to put extra cholesterol into your bloodstream and into your body so that it cools down the acid effect of what you're eating. Because cholesterol is a fat, a lipid. Our lymphatic system is a lipid-based system. It's heavy in the fat solubles so that it can deal with the acid that we're putting in. Because water, if you think about it, if you get an acid burn with battery acid on your hand, on your skin, you're going to want to wash that off as much as possible so that you're going to need a lot of water to wash off a little bit of battery acid because it's not thick, it's not viscous. So when we have all of this acid, all this mucus coming in, all this gluten coming in, our intestines are going to completely burn up. And if we don't have some sort of coating that happens within the body, just like when you eat the ice cream cone, it starts right away. You get that snot in the back of your sinuses that you have to, swallow down, or you hawk it up, right? That is because there's a mucus reaction within the body. And when that happens in the intestinal wall, that coats all of the villi with a coating that's called a mucoid plaque or a mucus lining, so that we don't burn up from our own acid hit that we keep on ingesting with the animal proteins. Back to the first question with Corrine. And Corrine, I love you for sharing that and for being brave to ask a question on my Facebook Live, because I am going to talk about it. Amanda said, I'm not a big sugar food eater, and uh, I have a hard time processing protein. We all have a hard time processing protein. Breads are my go-to. That will be challenging for me. Yes, it will. But you know what's more challenging? So I'm just going to put that down in here because, Amanda, you're making a great point, that it's going to be, breads are going to be challenging for me to give up. Me too. Listen, if anybody has been on my profiles lately, or not lately, like within the, you know, I had a memory pop up from 2 years ago, I think. All right. Or maybe it was even last year, making bread. I am a master at baking. I love eating bread. I love it. 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 But you know what I love more? My health and vitality. I love my detoxification because the detoxification is the golden key that unlocks your inner world of health and vitality. And you cannot keep on eating these toxic foods like the bread, like the sugars, like the dairy, like the meat, like the beans, like all of that complex carbohydrates, all of that complex chemistry, the complex sugars, and not think that you can't do that and continue to think that that you're going to detoxify your body. You're toxifying your body. And if you want to really tap into your inner world of health and vitality, you really need to take that seriously. Hello, Dali. My beautiful Dalibor says hello. So Amanda says, so I don't eat much meat. What's your take on healthy fats? We don't need we don't need fats like we think we do. We really don't. That's another myth. Healthy fats, everything that you need. Listen, you have enough fat in your body to last you for a while, number one. And number two, we don't need anywhere near as much fat as we think we do. This is all a myth propagated by big agriculture. We don't need that. Big salt cravings, Amanda says. Yes, Renee Thomas is watching. Hello, Renee. Big salt cravings, yes, indeed. That is definitely a sign of adrenal weakness. Amanda says, I most likely won't even crave the unhealthy food after. Absolutely. Absolutely. Amanda, you should come on YouTube. Get onto YouTube so I can put your questions up there. Your questions are amazing. And I want to show your comments and your questions. I cannot problem solve why I can't pick those up on here on my StreamYard platform. But you know, it is what it is. If you're on YouTube and you're typing in the comments in the live feed, I can pop up your question and your beautiful profile picture like I'm doing right here, right now with Emoji King. And he is brilliant. Emoji King, how many years have you had experience with this work, my friend? You talked about doing your 10-day water fast in 1976. So you've been at this for a while. Amazing comments, amazing engagement, amazing information. We are learning from Emoji King today about all of these powerful, powerful things that he has learned, he's experienced with. He has studied iridology with Dr. Jensen, who was Dr. Morse's close friend, who taught Dr. Morse about iridology and helped him perfect the science of it. I cannot wait. Emoji King, do you know that you probably know, but Dr. Morse is getting together his iridology, his lymphatic iridology course, and I cannot wait to take that. Emoji King says, it's all most certainly comfort food if it's not raw. I do partake in the standard American diet on holidays with my family, so I get it. Yeah, and you know what? We just need, what we need to do is we need to rethink and recalibrate what comfort food is. The food that I've been preparing for my family in the last 100 days before I went back onto another 40-day juice cleanse. So I did 40 days, 100% juice from June 1st for 40 days. And then after that, I did 100 days where I did 80% juicing and 20% eating raw food. And I can tell you, the food that I make now with the raw food is so much more comforting to the body. It's so much more nourishing. It's so much more nutritious. It's so much more flavorful. It's like a party in your mouth. It's so incredible. So I think we just need to really reassess what we identify with comfort food. And it's not comforting at all. Not when you're I have clients that they eat the comfort food, the standard American diet, and they're on the toilet for hours after that because it's tearing up their insides. It's acid, an acid load on top of acid. And then they've got huge irritability problems with their bowels, irritable bowel syndrome, diarrhea, constipation. One client of mine had constipation and diarrhea. So she'd be constipated for days, and then she'd be 2 seconds after eating something, she'd be on the toilet for days. It's crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. Emoji King says, I'll put my muzzle on. No, you will not. Stop that nonsense. No talk of putting your muzzle on. Amy and Emoji King are awesome. You guys are amazing. Emoji King says, how to rehydrate the body and strengthen for strength and health. Gary Parent, Morse graduate, awesome video on YouTube. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We will check that out as well. For a good laugh, Jim Carrey as the Juice Man on In Living Color on YouTube. Amazing. I'm going to check that out as well. I love all of these references. Oh my God, I love learning from you. And Emoji King says, yeah, doing this for a little while. Some people have out-of-body experiences. I have inner-body experiences. I see inside of myself automatically. That is something else that really needs to be addressed when we look at the difference between eating a raw food or a plant-based, and I don't even like to say plant-based because beans are plant-based, and that is really, that's really not where it's at for me anyhow. But what I want to say is that what I want to say and what I want to share about that is the consciousness and awareness that is contained within what we are putting into our body, what we put on our skin, even what we drink, right? The all of the chemical stuff that we take in, but in particular the food that we eat. The energy and the vibration and the awareness and the consciousness that is contained within that food, when we ingest it, when we eat it, is transmuted into our body on a cellular level. So there are different levels and different realities when we are talking about eating our food, consuming our food, the effect that it has on the body. We can talk about the effect that this has on our body from a point of view of acid and alkaline. And remember, if we go back to this and we remember, right, all disease happens under an acid sky, and all healing, all health, all wellness, all vitality happens under an alkaline sky. The body is an alkaline. It wants base chemistry for the most part. There are some hormones and some steroids and some elements, some chemistry in our body that's naturally acid, right? If you look at hormones, estrogen, a little bit acid, but it's followed up, it's backed up by progesterone, alkaline. But for the most part, our body is base. It wants base chemistry. That is how we operate. If your blood gets alkaline, you're going to die. I mean, rewind. If your blood gets acidic, you're going to die. The blood cannot handle acidity. Blood cannot handle acidity, which is why we have these incredible mechanisms within the body that when the body gets too acidic, it's going to rush in with inflammation. It's going to rush in with the cholesterol buffering. It's going to rush in with calcium buffering, right? In order to protect the body from being too acidic. What we can do to affect an alkaline condition within the body is stop eating the acid forming food and go to the alkaline forming food. But that's just the physical aspect, the physical element, right? That's just the physical element. But when we're talking about the spiritual element, to go back to Emoji King, the spiritual element says that, first of all, we are a spiritual being expressing that spirituality through this physical structure, right? We're a physical being, we're a physical body, but we're having a spiritual experience within this body. And everything that we ingest into the body has a spiritual vibrational effect on the body. It's very important to acknowledge that and to not deny that. The energy that is contained within the food that we eat. For example, in my case, I'm doing this juice feast with organic or Concord grape juice, and it's amazing. It's beautiful. And when we eat food that is alive, that has the awareness and the consciousness contained within the fruit and within the plant and within the herbs, that energy and that consciousness and that awareness is transmuted into us on a cellular level. And with that, a lot of people are able to raise their awareness, raise their consciousness, raise their thinking. I'm getting a download for you again, Karine. I'm so glad that you brought this question up. The animal protein that a lot of people are consuming has the awareness and the consciousness of a suffering, dying, sadness, panic, fear from the animal that you are eating, because all of that consciousness and awareness is in the animal product that you're eating, the meat, the dead, decaying flesh. So earlier on, I took a question from somebody, from my dear friend, Karine, who asked a question on the Facebook. And I typed it in here, and she was saying protein is the building blocks for muscle. But if you're eating protein that's coming from an animal, honey, you're taking on the awareness and the consciousness of that animal into your body. So if you suffer from any anxiety, any depression, any sadness, any fear, any worry, where do you think that's also being affected by? That's also coming into you, being affected by the awareness and the consciousness within your food. And I challenge you, I'm throwing down the gauntlet. Come on over to the light side. Put this awareness and consciousness of this divine energy, this alive life force. This is divine. This is God, you guys. There's no other way to say it. This is the awareness and the consciousness of God, of the living plant. It's alive, purity, ripened under the sun. And when you put this energy and awareness and the consciousness that is contained within this food, you are indeed going to have spiritual experiences that are going to kind of blow your mind. Going back to what Emoji King was saying here. Shout out to Emoji King, who is sharing his wisdom and his knowledge and his expertise of being in this lifestyle for some 40 plus years. That's amazing. That's incredible. Since the 70s, y'all. Some of y'all weren't even born yet. I was just a little whippersnapper of 5 or 6 years old. Amanda, you have so many questions. Your questions are so good. See my heart pumping. So Emoji King has gotten this higher level of awareness within himself. And guys, this is inspiration for me too. I want to keep going forever. I want to keep going. He says, can see my heart pumping, lungs breathing, peristaltic motion of my intestines, etc., etc. Cool stuff. And you know, Emoji King, you say that to a lot of people who just aren't on this path and who have not had the experience of how this living fruit can feel. And they look at that and they think, you crazy. You crazy, man. Either you crazy or you lying. They don't understand. They don't get it. I have had out-of-body experiences with this. Yes, I have. My meditations are amplified like you would not believe. When you have the connection and the awareness and the knowing and the life force energy that is transmuted from something that is still alive, and it's transmuted into every cell within your body, that is going to show up in your spiritual practice. John Rose just had a birthday. He's around 66, 67. I'm 62. You're amazing. You are amazing. So if any of you are experiencing like Amanda is, and she says breads are going to be challenging for me to give up, they are going to be challenging for you to give up. But I want to propose something. I want to propose that what's going to be more challenging for you, Amanda, are the health issues that you are going to continue to encourage within your body if you don't give it up. And there are other options. Have you not seen my guys? Follow me on my on my Facebook and Instagram stories. I share all the time. I don't miss bread. I don't miss bread. I do not miss bread, and I that's saying a lot for me. Emoji King says, Emoji Queen and I are home health aides for her quadriplegic sister. Beautiful. God bless you. God bless you. God bless your queen, and God bless the princess, the sister. Let's see here. Well, Sandra asked a great question. I'm going to type that in here because I don't. Oh, wait. I see some people have switched over. Amanda, Blue Rocks, Amanda. Whoop, whoop. Amanda is in the house. Amanda is in the house. All right. Get working on getting your profile pictures on the YouTube. It's really super simple to, as I can see, if you don't have a picture over here, like Amanda, she says she just switched over, and you don't have your picture on here on the YouTube platform, super easy. Just go and upload a picture. Easy to do this, easy to come on in here and comment for free. It's amazing. Let me go back up here and see. Let's see here. Michelle got Jillian Barrett. Oh, she got a virus in 1973. Yeah. So what is that? When we see that somebody has contracted a virus and it has affected them and it has caused a whole, kaleidoscope, a whole domino effect within the body, and the body starts shutting down, especially at a neurological level. So when we see people in a wheelchair, or we see people that are quadriplegic, or we see people with any neurological dis-ease within the body, what we know for sure is that is a systemic and very deep lymphatic stagnation within the body. Doctors want to make this all complicated and put all these labels on it, like Lyme disease and multiple sclerosis and lupus and MS is multiple sclerosis, ALS, and all of these different things. They want to put these great names on these viruses and so on. And that's helpful, I guess, to some extent. It's helpful for us to sort of identify what's going on with us and what's happening in the body, But what we need to understand is that this is systemic acidosis within the body. And a lot of times people come with very, very compromised lymphatic systems. They come with damaged tissue. When we get our raw material, when we get our tissue from our parents, when we inherit that tissue, we are inheriting the best of what they've got and the worst of what they've got. And a lot of people are being born more and more now, not just in the 70s and in the 60s, but more and more now, children are being born with severely compromised systems because we're living in a more and more acidic environment. And we are, as mothers and as fathers, when the cell and the egg and the sperm meet, that fetus is going to get the raw material from both of those parents, right? And if you as a parent have very compromised health yourself, you are not going to pass on robust health and vitality to your child. It's just like, that's not how it works. That's not how it goes down. So when we have somebody who is a very compromised in a very compromised situation, what ends up happening is any virus can trigger and have an effect immediately within the system. It's like the last straw that broke that camel's back. Just like right now with all this COVID stuff, right? If you have a very weakened immune system, it's very lymphatically stagnant. You have renal failure, which we know is one of the leading comorbidities when looking at COVID. When you have somebody in a really compromised health situation like that, and they pick up some virus, and they're not able to get that virus out of their system because they're completely stagnant, then it's going to wreak havoc. It's going to shut down neurological functioning. Because remember, the adrenal glands control the neurological functioning within the body. The adrenal glands produce neurotransmitters. And when we damage the adrenal glands by excessive protein, which is extremely acidic in the body, it's going to shut down the ability of the brain to get its food, because the food, the neurotransmitters, the things that allow the neurons to transmit signals, is shut down at the adrenal level. And when your neurotransmitters are shut down, it affects everything that is under the control of the autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system is that nervous system that controls things automatically. You don't have to think about pupil dilation. You don't have to think about your respiration. You don't have to think about your blood pressure. You don't have to think about taking a breath, although you can do that voluntarily. You don't have to think about your peristaltic action, your intestinal muscular action, right, which is an electrical activity, starts in the brain. You don't have to think about that to have a bowel movement, because it's under the control of the autonomic nervous system. And when we damage and destroy the adrenal gland through excessive protein and all the acid onslaught, and we are not having our kidneys filtering to remove that lymphatic waste that's built up in the lymphatic system, all of our functioning goes down. It could either go into hyper state or hypo state, but it goes out of whack. And then when you get somebody like your dear sister-in-law, Emoji King Michelle, who gets a virus, or you see people suffering now with COVID, right? What we have to realize is that this is the last straw that broke that camel's back. And the body, it's under extreme stagnation. And the key, again, for all of this, for all of us, is to understand that kidney filtration is the holy grail of detoxification. And detoxification is the golden key that unlocks the inner world of health and vitality. So if you truly want to be healthy, if you truly want to be vibrant, if you truly want to experience what true health is, you need to detoxify yourself. Emoji King says, I'm drinking Concord grape juice with lemon and a pinch of, Mulligan sea salt. That sounds absolutely delicious. Straight up grape juice for this girl. Yeah, Marcus on YouTube is really good. I gotta say, way too much nuts for me. Everything is so heavily nut based. I love them. I've learned a lot from them, but you got to really understand that nuts are very heavy on the body, and it's not always the easiest to consume whatsoever. I love them. I really do. I think they've done a lot for this movement, but I will say as well that they do not take a very positive shining to the fruit movement. What are your thoughts on that, Emoji King? What are your thoughts on how he poo-poos fruits because of their high sugar? I think he's clued out on that point, my friend. I really do. Emoji King says, my first experience being aware of health was when I was 7, being introduced to reflexology. Wow, that's amazing. And you also said, Charlotte Gerson allowed me to analyze her irises. Very cool. They were amazing from an iridology point of view. So yeah, that's really cool. I can't wait to study a little bit more on the iridology side. I know my eyes are, you know what I mean, because I'm so lymphatically stagnant. But I'm not worried about that. I know that my eyes are going to clear up when they clear up. I know that it's going to take as long as it's going to take. And I know that I'm on this detox journey for that to happen for as long as that needs to happen. So Sandra said, when I'm juicing, is it normal not to have a regular bowel movement? I'm going to type that into the questions here because I think it's a great question. Is it normal to not have a bowel movement? Let's talk about that because that's a really important one. So it could be normal for sure. When we are detoxing our body is going through all sorts of detox, right? We're removing the fiber in our body, in our food, because we want all of the energy that happens through we want all of the energy conserved for the detox and the healing aspect of this. Okay, so that might mean that your bowel movements are going to change. You want to still be having at least one bowel movement a day. That's really important. Your bowel movements are going to change in consistency. They could get more watery. This is very normal for a lot of people. You might think, oh my God, I'm having diarrhea. And what it is your body is just, think of your juicing like as if you took a power hose, a power washer to the inside of your intestine. You just went, and that is going to have an effect on your body, right? You're not going to have the same type of bowel movements, but you should have a bowel movement every day. You might see a lot of stuff that's happening in the toilet bowl that you have never seen before. That is going down with me right now with this grape juice thing. And I'm realizing that what I'm seeing is a massive amount of parasites being released from the body. It's crazy. It's absolutely mind blowing. So what you see might change. You might see mucoid plaque, which looks like hardened, kind of rubbery, kind of like grooves in it, like you would like a tree bark, like looking like the vertical grooves down the stool. It's not stool; it's actually the lining of the mucoid plaque that is being stuck there, that's being released. You might see liver stones. You might see gallbladder stones. You might see a lot of mucus. You might see some blood. You might see parasites, worms, all kinds of crazy things. Don't be perturbed by that. Don't be put off by that. That's going to happen. If you have not had a bowel movement, I strongly recommend more juice because the more electrical activity you can get in there, the better for you. Some people might have so much electrical energy in there that you're having 4, 5, or more bowel movements a day. So you're going to have to really monitor and check your body for that. But you should have at least one bowel movement every day. Great question. I just saw that question, Rhonda. I'm going to get to that next. Yes. If you don't have a bowel movement every single day, what I recommend is having some prune juice. You can make your own prune juice. You could just get some organic prunes, soak that in some like a 2-liter, big mason jar, a 1-liter mason jar. Soak about 10 prunes overnight. Drink that in the morning, and you can also chew on the prunes. That is actually John Rose's end of the cleanse sort of prune test that you can do. But we want to get your bowels moving. We need to get those bowels moving. You can also take an herb called Cascara sagrada. And this, for constipation, is really good because it's non-addictive, it's non-stimulant, it's very gentle. Dr. Morse also has some really good bowel formulas as well. He has a GI Renew, which goes from number 0 for if you have like diarrhea, all right, to a number 5 if you have severe constipation. And that is the Dr. Morse herbal formulas. And if you are interested in ordering that, you can order that right from Dr. Morse's website. And you can also order it through me, because in a couple of weeks, I'll be getting my back office for my distributorship for his herbs as well. So if you want to work with me and you want to have somebody kind of monitor and kind of follow and kind of give you advice on what to take and what to do next, I'm happy to do that as a free service for you if you do order your herbs through me at no extra cost to you. But what that enables us to do is to get you on a protocol that's really working for you. Diarrhea is usually a sign of parasites. Yeah, it could be. Hey, Quantum Queen is on here. I love that profile name. And you are a beauty queen as well as a quantum queen. And you had said before, mutations in the genes. There are experiments being done on this at the quantum level by using chlorophyll to assist with quantum tunneling. That's very cool. The quantum biology, the quantum healing, quantum physics, all of this stuff. I love that. I'm so on board with you there, Quantum Queen. I did a lot of meditation work with Dr. Joe Dispenza on tapping into the that field, right? Quantum physics, quantum science, super cool. Rhonda Jackson, you're here. Switched over from Facebook. This class is so good. Yes, girl. And look at your profile picture, rocking the cowboy hat. I have got a cowboy hat over there too. Love it, love it, love it. Let me make sure I've gotten to all the comments here. And Rhonda, you've got a great question. You said, could you give advice on living a juicing/vegan lifestyle with a traditional meat-eating family? My husband, Southern meat eater. My daughter, 9 years old, loves veggie, vegan, but still sometimes eats meat. Yeah, so this is a great question. A lot of us are dealing with this. You know, we have these beautiful families that we want to support and we want to love. And as we're growing and as we are learning about the health concerns that can come up under all of this juicing lifestyle, or actually the health concerns that come up when we eat meat, we really start realizing that, oh my God, I want my family members to be healthy. Like, this is not good. What were we doing? You're awake out of the program, but they're still kind of asleep in the program that says that this meat is comfort and that this meat is good and that we need protein, and the protein myth and the sugar myth. Eat protein, don't eat fruit, all of that stuff. I have some very good tips and advice on this. And the first thing is to love people where they're at. Love people where they're at, because not everybody is ready to do this. Not everybody wants to do this. Not everybody is meant to do this, right? And the most important thing that we can do is love our family members right where they are at. The second thing that I would recommend doing is not expecting them to change. If you can go into this to share your experience, to say, hey, babe, want some juice? Here, have some juice, right? As opposed to, you got to drink this juice. This juice is where it's at. Like, you got to really do this, and right? They're not going to be receptive. They're not going to be open to that. But more importantly, you're just going to be frustrated because they're not into it. And you don't want to force this down anybody's throat. You really don't want to force this down anybody's throat, because that's not going to benefit them. That's going to alienate your message that you could get through to them otherwise, if you took a more, a more experiential, a more just handing them the juice is going to be way more effective than trying to pound them over the head with it. But I will say, Rhonda, that I'm like you. Like, my boyfriend is Croatian, right? The Croatian culture is very much steeped in meat eating, especially pork. They eat a lot of fried food. They eat a lot of fried cutlets. It's like, fried white and meat, pork base. And when I started this program, I said to Dali, actually, we were split up at the time, little known fact. In March of this year, I took a leave of absence from this relationship, this beautiful relationship that I had had with him for 5 years, because I needed to heal myself. And I realized that I wasn't really, we weren't helping each other out. We had gotten into a very stuck place in our relationship. And I moved in with my sister at her cottage, about an hour away. But he would come down to visit and, to help us out with different things. Getting the dock put in at the cottage happened on Father's Day on June 21st. And when he came down, what he said was he had brought he's a charcoal barbecue master, by the way. He has 2 charcoal barbecue grills, and when we would have our big parties during the year and even New Year's Eve, it would be snowing outside, but Dali's got the barbecue was going, right? The cevapi, the cevapi are Croatian sausages, the meat, the pork, the beef, the chicken, everything was on the barbecue. And when he was coming down on June 21st, I started this program for myself on June 1st. And when he came down on the 21st to put in the dock at the cottage, he said, we can do a barbecue. I'll bring some stuff. And I said, yeah, no, that's not going to happen because doing this juicing thing, and I don't want to be smelling cooked meat, and I don't want to be having cooked food around me. So if you do want to come still, I'll have all the amazing fresh juices for you that your heart will ever desire. Like I'll feed you, but it will be with juice. And he said, sure, no problem. He came down, and for 3 days, because it took 2 days to put the dock in, and then on the 3rd day we went for a drive together. We spent some time together, which is really nice. We had a really good breakup period where we were able to kind of work on ourselves individually, but still remain connected as friends. Anyhow, so for 3 days he was on this juicing, and I think at one point he was nibbling on, like I made a raw vegan type of, I made a dip out of the pulp from all the juice that I had made, my first dehydrated thing. And oh my God, it was like so awful. It was so bad. It was so bitter. It was horrible, horrible, horrible. At any rate, those 3 days, all he did was juicing. And I said to him, how are you feeling? Like, how is this juicing thing? Are you hungry? Are you okay? He's a construction worker. He was doing a very physical labor job, hanging off the side of these rocks on Lake Ontario to put our dock in. And he said, no, I feel really good. Like I made sure to give him one of these every hour on the hour. And I made sure that he had at least 5 or 6 liters of juice in him that day, all of those days. And then when he went home, I said to him, if you want to find out more about this juicing, I really recommend you watch a really good movie that is called, I'll put it up here. It's called The Game Changers on Netflix. And he went home. He watched that movie. He texted me from home in 20 minutes into the movie, and he said, that's it. I'm never eating meat again. And he hasn't. It was so powerful and so demonstrative as to why this whole protein myth has been perpetrated. It's not one of those gross and gory movies either, when where they show all the horrors of animal slaughter. It's not like that, but they showed the reality of meat, animal-based protein on the body compared to plant-based protein. They showed different tests that they did. My favorite one was the test they did. They took 3 prime collegiate athletes, 3 guys, 3 men in their early 20s. And they did tests on their erectile function at night. Their nocturnal erections were measured at night, both after an animal-based protein meal and a plant-based protein meal. And the difference in erection function in the sleep, so not any external stimuli other than dreams, obviously that is one, but really getting a measurement of the physiological autonomic, remember, the automatic erectile functioning of these young men. And they were blown away. It was so funny. They were giggling and they were so embarrassed, but it's like, damn, like that's for real. Meat protein affects your autonomic functioning. And when you look at young guys, I mean, what are they thinking about? Okay, well, I'm not going to eat this meat-based protein if it's going to kill my erections. Like, why would I do that? So I highly recommend that he watch The Game Changers on Netflix. And the other movie that I recommend is to look up Jason Vale and his movie called Juice It Up, or is it Juice Me Up? I can't remember. I think it's called Juice It Up. Amanda, you said that you had so many questions. Ask me your questions. Ask them again. So Jason Vale's movie on YouTube is Juice It Up. That was also one of the first ones that I watched that really, like I really got like, Nikki says that was your favorite as well. Was that your favorite in The Game Changers? It was so good, right? It was so good. Now, to get back to Rhonda's question here, giving advice on a juicing lifestyle within a transitional meat eating family. So the other thing that I would do, so number one, love them where they are, right? Number two, don't have any expectations that they're going to charm and do this with you. Number three, communicate to them why you are doing this. Communicate to them why you are doing this. Honey, I've just come to the information whereby I'm understanding that, let me just get this back up here, where I'm understanding that all disease happens under an acid sky and all healing and health happens under an alkaline sky. I've understood that, detoxification is a golden key that unlocks my inner world of health and vitality, right? And I also know that kidney filtration, to get my kidneys filtering, is the holy grail of what I'm going for here. And I know that the only way that I can do that is if I stop eating all of the acid forming food, because all disease happens under an acid sky, right? And I need to understand, and I need to follow along with this to see how this can affect my life, because I'm not happy with how I feel. I'm not happy with how I look. I know that I could feel better. I'm being inspired by Berns. Honey, come and watch a little bit of what this girl is saying. Put him onto Dr. Morse videos on YouTube, right? Get him, start drinking information. Don't do too much too soon, because nobody likes that, right? You gotta be ready for the information. But sitting and talking to your family and letting them know why you're doing this, right? And letting them know that I'm relearning why fruit sugar is exactly the fuel that my body needs. I'm relearning the understanding of what this protein source is doing in my body. I want to experiment with this. I want to try it out. I want to see how it feels within my body. And I just need your powerful support. I need your support so that I can try this out to see if this is something that can help me. And honey, look, our daughter is loving it. She's loving this, so this is why I want to do it. I want to see how it really works. I want to really experience it within my body. So that is really good. Amanda, you asked, do you consume water as well, or do you get everything you need from juice? I get all of my hydration from fruit juice. not only do I get all my hydration, but I get all my astringent properties. It's perfectly structured water. I do not drink unstructured water anymore. Have not done that since I started this on June 1st. And I'm thriving. I don't look dehydrated. My skin is getting better and better every day. It's powerful. And Rhonda says, yes, we will definitely watch the movie. Thank you. Yes, my husband is a truck driver, so I encourage him to eat clean as much as possible. You know, truck drivers have a lot of stress, right? There's a lot of stress involved, and truck drivers are always munching on the road and kind of mindless about it, right? I know we do it when we go on our drives, when we go out on a country drive, or we go camping in this beautiful camper, Glenda. Check out my Facebook and Insta stories, and I'm going to start putting them in my YouTube stories too. But what you notice is that when we're driving, we want to munch on something. I make Dali beautiful raw vegan crackers and chips that will blow your freaking mind. They're so good. Doritos, what? Doritos, what? My stuff is the bomb. My stuff is the bomb, the bomb, the bomb. So there are things that you can do. You can munch on grapes. You can munch on a little some dips that you can make raw vegan. Rhonda, keep watching, keep checking it out. I'm not posting any recipe type videos right now on my stories because I'm focused, head down, blinders on, fruits, melons, and berries. Get this job done. I'm on day 4 of day 5 of 40, and my life is forever changed. I just need to go in here and push back an appointment that I have with a new client. I'm just finishing up my live now. And you know what, as with anybody, by the way, now my boyfriend Dali, he still works a 12-hour construction day on his job. He does a lot of physical labor, and his diet is predominantly 6 liters of juice, preferably watermelon juice, but watermelons are going out of season right now. So he's now into the melons, like the honeydew, the cantaloupe, and pineapple. That's what his go-tos are. And he hardly eats any chewing food. When he does have his chewing foods, it's usually bananas and fruits, some veggies, and some raw dips and so on. But I'm not making those raw dips and raw crackers right now because I let my family know. I communicate with my family too. I let them know where I am on in terms of my journey, and they know that I'm on a sabbatical from the kitchen because I'm focusing on my all juicing fast, and I am not going to be dealing with anything to do with their cooking needs. Now that might seem a little bit extreme, but my kids are 18 years old here in the house, and Dali is a big boy. He knows how to use a kitchen just like everybody else, right? So I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about that. I let them know I'm going back on a 40-day protocol. I'm leading the charge. I'm leading the way for my my amazing juicy juicers who are watching on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. And I'm not going to be in the kitchen. So you guys are on your own. You're on your own for buying your food. You're on your own for buying your juicing materials. You're on your own for cooking. You're on your own for cleaning up. I'm out. I'm backing up. I'm out. I am healing my body so I can be here for longer for you, for this family. And when they understand that, they're going to be wanting to support you in any way that you can. So Amanda says, would be interested to hear Dalibor's experience. Well, I kind of just gave it out there. My husband is in construction and a lot of physical labor. We watched the Game Changers, and my husband was like, I'm done with meat. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, that is so amazing, Amanda. So Dali as well, construction work, like I said, very physical labor. He works in sheet metal, on roofs. He does the cop flashing around the edge of roofs. He does siding. He hangs from the side of tall buildings all day long. He works in the blazing sun. He works in the freezing cold. He works in everything in between. And he is thriving. His muscle bellies are fuller. His muscles are better. He has better endurance. He sleeps better. His all functioning is better, if you know what I mean. And he is happy. He is clearer headed. He is more settled in his emotions. He doesn't, do that usual thing that we do as human beings that are eating a lot of meat. He doesn't swing from different emotional planes very much. He's very steady. He's happy. He has tons of energy. He doesn't require a whole lot of sleep, and he is thriving. He's thriving. It's absolutely amazing. He's thriving. Amanda says, what's your take with children on healthier diet along with juicing? Why would we deprive our children of a healthy diet? And a lot of us do unknowingly. I certainly did. I fed my kids all the crap because it was easy, it was convenient, but that's what they like. They don't want to eat anything else. They like the fish cakes. They like the macaroni and cheese. Kids are gonna eat what you put in front of them, though. They can bitch and they can moan and they can cry all they want that I don't like that, I just want to eat. It's like, that's nice, this is what's for dinner. Trust me, your kids are not gonna starve. You are in charge of putting your food on the table that your children eat. Yes, when they go to school, they're gonna share with their friends and all of that, but you, for the most part, are responsible for your children and what goes into their bodies. And who are we to deprive our children of health and vitality? That is just, when you really think of it, once you know that, once you understand that, you understand how destructive it is to deprive them of that. Juicing is so important. Fruits, melons, and berries are so important to our functioning as a human physical vehicle. Okay? Their kids are going to be smarter. They're going to have more energy, good energy, not nervous energy. They're not going to suffer from anxiety, depression. They're going to have balanced hormones. One of my beautiful clients, her adorable, sweet daughter is, she's dealing with stuff. She's had her liver resected for liver cancer 2 years ago. My God, my heart just goes out to you, babe. There's a lot that we need to do to help our children to maintain and to become and maintain a healthy body. And we as parents hold the key because we are putting the food on the table that they will eat. It's so important. Sandra says, I agree. Marcus eats mostly raw veggies and lots of nuts. My God, they eat too many nuts. The first thing I made raw vegan was their neat loaf. It was so, oh my God, it was so good. It was so good. Within 5 minutes, I felt like I had a spine-covered rock in my stomach. It was so not good. Wow, that was unbelievable. Thank you for saying that, Sandra. Women in the zone. What kind of water are you drinking again? I'm drinking this kind of water. Structured water. Structured water is the only water that I'm drinking because it contains all the vitamins, all the nutrients, all the minerals, all the vitality, all the life force, all the astringent properties, all the antioxidants, all the electromagnetic charge. It has all of the detoxifying properties that my body requires, and it hydrates you. It hydrates you. We think that water is hydrating. We think this is what I used to do. Let me know if you guys are like me, like the old me. I would drink a gallon of water, sometimes more a day, and that would make me pee all the time. Now, mind you, on this kind of juicing frequency, I still also pee very frequently. But here's the difference between my urine now and my urine when I was only drinking water. My urine when I was only drinking water was completely void of color. No color whatsoever. And I used to think This is awesome. I'm peeing all the time. I used to say, I'm pissing out the fat. I'm pissing out the fat. But what I was really doing was just peeing straight up water. It wasn't clearing any lymphatic waste out of my body. I know that my body now clears lymphatic waste out of my body because I can see it. I check my urine every time I go to the bathroom. I pee in the bottle. I pee in a mason jar, a glass bottle, and I look for, are there any floaty bits floating around in my urine? What's happening on within that? My urine, even though I'm peeing very frequently, it is always has a color. It's usually a light yellow color, sometimes darker, depends. I'm gonna go and read comments on the Facebook. There are a few on here, and I promise that I will have sorted out the comments so that I can get the Facebook comments as well as the YouTube comments to pop up here. And Emoji King says, you know, your third eye is actually your first eye. I learned in the study of embryology, it develops first. Wow, that is so powerful. And for those of you that don't know, your third eye, what a lot of people associate the gland with your third eye is your pineal gland. And when we eat a diet full of protein, full of complex carbohydrates, full of all the grains, all the artificial chemicals that they put into food now, that shuts down your pineal gland. That puts that the pineal gland, the 4-hour pineal gland meditation from Dr. Joe's live stream 2 years ago in Toronto. That's what I did for 90 days. No, for 90 days. I did a 4 a.m., 4-hour Dr. Joe meditation for 90 days to open up the pineal gland, and it was so powerful. I think I should actually look at incorporating that back into my practice now that I'm also doing this juicing protocol to also really help clear out the pineal gland. That might be something to think about. Yeah. Okay, so we've got a few more comments here. Can you consume water as well as juice? Amanda, yes, you can. I wouldn't, because I'm getting more than enough of my hydration requirements. And remember, water does not hydrate you. It fills you with water. That's not what hydration is. Hydration is getting into the cell wall. Hydration is getting the lymphatic fluid around every cell, getting that moving, getting that hydrating, getting that hydration up in your body. And so I do not consume other water. No, I do not. Kat says, I'm on a break, juicing day 3 for you. Yes, girl, almost started eating late last night. A little tip, don't stay up late, because you know you're going to be like scourging around for some food, right, Kat? Don't stay up late. Go to bed early. Your body will thank you for it. Did you know that the best healing time for sleep is between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m.? That's when the body heals the most. I know a lot of us, including me sometimes, getting a lot later into bed than that time. Let's see. Maureen is here. Dallas was watching. Jillian, my cousin, is watching. I hope you're still watching. Thank you. Holly is watching. Jocelyn, Elaine is here. Kat says it's like a colonic. LOL. Yes, the juicing is like an internal colonic. Absolutely. Megan was here. Karen was here. Joan says, I juiced watermelon yesterday. How many days is it good for? So when you juice and you're using a masticating or a slow juicer, it's and I've got some in my Amazon store. So whenever, guys, I've gotten so many requests since I started doing this. What juicer should I use? Here we go. What juicer should I use? Or where do you get your lids for your mason jar? That's so cool. I put together all of my favorite things that I have purchased for my own personal juicing experience onto one resource, one place where you can just go in and check it out. It is an affiliate link at no extra cost to you. I get a like 1 to 5% commission on it at no extra cost to you, and that helps support this channel. So thank you so much. Emoji King, you had said, I don't like nuts or beans. They slow me down. Yeah. Well, beans really slow us down a lot, right? Beans, the more you eat, what is that? How does that thing go? I can't remember. The more you eat, the more you fart. They're good for your heart, something like that. They're not good for your heart. They do cause a lot of gas and flatulence. There is no electromagnetic payoff for the amount of energy that you're putting into beans to digest the beans. Trust me, you get zero amplitude of energy when you eat beans. There's zero magnetic energy left in beans after they're cooked. They take a lot of digestive effort to digest, however, and as a result, you're in a deficit when you eat beans. Plus, they're highly acidic. Plus, they're a complex carbohydrate. So it requires an incredible amount of energy to digest it, to break it down. And there's no electrical benefit to you in the end. It's just, why bother? Why do that to yourself? I know, I get it. They're really good. Listen, they're not. They're just not. It's not healthy for you. Why put something in your body that requires so much energy to break down? It has zero electromagnetic payback for you. It's acid forming. It's a complex carbohydrate, which means that it's going to take complex chemistry to break it down. And whenever you cook food that much, you bond the chemistry in it. You bond the chemistry in it. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. Yeah, herbs are the way to go. Herbs support the system. They support you as you are going through the detox process. And in order to regenerate your body, they are so essential. Now you can detoxify and regenerate your body without the power of herbs, but there are a lot of herbs that really go a long way to help you restore the functioning. And herbs are not like supplements. Herbs are not like taking a vitamin C supplement, which is an isolate, where you isolate one component within the food in order to get your vitamin C, for example, or your calcium, or your whatever supplementation you're doing, right? When we isolate one aspect of the chemistry of the plant, then we are also eliminating all of the enzymatic action that is necessary for you to utilize and for the the vitamin C thing to even work in your body. When you eliminate all the other the other multidimensional aspects of that plant, of that fruit, you don't get the benefit of it anyhow. And most people will, when they do take supplements, right? Because I'm anemic, so I need to take an iron supplement. We talked about this in yesterday's class. Go check them out. They're all uploaded on the YouTube channel here. But when you ingest food, the issue isn't whether you're getting enough vitamin C, it's whether you're absorbing and utilizing enough vitamin C or enough iron. It's an absorption and utilization issue. It's a small intestine liver issue, right? Absorption is a function of the small intestine. Utilization is a function of the liver. Our liver is our chemical factory, right? So having all of this knowledge, all of this understanding is great, but actually putting it into practice, I want to encourage you guys. I'm throwing down the gauntlet. I want to know, are you ready for the next, wait. I want to know, are you ready for your next level of health? And are you ready to go all in? I want to encourage you guys. It's one thing to get this intellectually, right? It's one thing to go, oh, right, okay, I get it. Acid, alkaline, all that great stuff Berns is talking about. It's another thing to actually jump in and do it. And I want this to be a call to action with you guys. I am doing this for 40 days. That's why I came on my Facebook and eventually came on to right here to YouTube, and I wanted to do this together with you guys because I know a lot of you have been watching on Facebook, and a lot of you have been watching what I'm posting here on YouTube, and you've been saying, man, I really want to do that. Wow, I think I kind of want to, I wish I could do that. And now I'm saying, I'm doing it. Jump on board this bandwagon. It's completely free to do. You don't have to sign up for anything. You don't have to be a member of anything. It's just a matter of jumping on with us and saying, I'm going to do this too. Berns is doing it. She's going to be here for 40 days, 5 days down, 35 more to go. And I'm going to be here after that. But every single day at noon Eastern Standard Time, I'm going live, and I have been doing this since Saturday. I'm going, and I do lots of live videos. But for this juicy juice, what did I call it, guys? Juicy jump start. For this juicy jump start, I encourage you guys to jump in on the juicing bandwagon. Get yourselves some good quality juice, some good quality fruits, melons, and berries. We're not juicing vegetables. I do not juice vegetables. When I'm doing 80% juicing and 20% chewing food, that's when I eat my vegetables. Will have vegetables because I like the texture, and you can do so much with vegetables to cook them. Not cook them. My vegetables are raw. When I say cook, I mean in the dehydrator. I mean in my blender. I mean no heat applied to maintain the live element of the plants, right? When I do that, I'm mainly still juicing though. And I'm going to go back to that. But right now, for these 40 days, I'm diving deep. I'm putting the pedal to the metal. I want to see what 40 days of amazing juice is going to do for my body. I want to see what it's going to do for my body. I want to put this grape juice in my body and see firsthand why Dr. Morse is always saying, for anybody who has anything truly serious to heal in the body, I want to see why he's saying grape fast, 20 days. If you can do that, you're a rock star. I want to see what 40 will do, because you know me, I'm extra. If he says 20, I'm going to double down on that, because I've seen him read comments on his YouTube channel. Go check it out, guys. Dr. Morse. Go check out his YouTube channel, all right? You want to go and see what this man is doing and is sharing about other people who are doing it. So I wanted to go all in. I want to see what this is going to feel like and be like in my body firsthand. And I got to tell you, this grape juice is on another level. It's on another level. I'm getting parasites being released from my body. I'm getting sulfur being released from my body, and it's no wonder. I've had so much antibiotics in my body, right? I would get sick with something. I get a little yeast infection. I get a little bacterial vaginosis because I'm lymphatically stagnant, and bang. First thing I would do, run to the pharmacy, run to the walk-in clinic, run to the doctor. I need antibiotics. My kids are sick, antibiotics right away. Come on, doc, let's go. She needs them. She needs to get better right away. We've done a lot of damage to our body. And the good news, though, is that we can reverse the damage that we have done by remembering, all right, remembering that detoxification is the golden key that unlocks the inner world of health and vitality. This is so important to remember. And when we do detoxify the body, the kidney filtration is the holy grail of all of this. You want to see filtration of urine, sediments in your urine, because that is being pulled out. Finally, the lymphatic system is going, and my kidneys did not start filtering until I think like day 30 or something. So Emoji King said, I am moving my herbal garden indoors, getting colder here in Boston. Oh, you're from Boston. Awesome. Yeah, it's time to move the herbs inside. Emoji King says, I'll go over to your comments section on YouTube and make you an emoji art. Yes, I need some emoji art. Can you make a little emoji art for my logo for my live streams? That would be super, super cool. Emoji King, alias colon man, lol. I've been called worse. Are you saying you're full of shit? Is that what you're saying? No, your colon is awesome. Your colon is clean. Your colon is squeaky, squeaky clean. It's got to be after doing all this work, right? Let me catch up on the last bit of questions here from the Facebook. My Facebook people are here as well. I promise I'm going to work on getting this fixed so that we can pop up all of the comments as well from the Facebook people. Carlene is saying, I'm starting to see sediment in my urine. This is day 5. Yes, girl, that is success. You want to see that. And don't listen to these medical Western doctors that say, oh, you have sediment in your urine. You need antibiotics. You have an infection. My God, they don't know what they're talking about. Don't listen to them. Do not listen to them. Elaine says, I have a lot of trouble with my husband giving my kids junk food. This is going to be a journey for you, Elaine, a journey of slowly, you know what it is you got to do first? You got to get yourself right first. Get yourself onto this protocol. As you are doing, you're doing an amazing job. I see you. I see your comments. I see that you're in day 5. And you said, Elaine, that you would never have done this before had I not been doing this challenge here with you. And I'm so happy that you are in this. Keep on doing this for yourself. You're going to be you got to put your oxygen mask on first before you can help anybody else with their oxygen mask. You know the drill. So you get yourself healthy. You become the living example of this truth. All right? This is a Dr. Joe-ism. Become the living example of this truth. All right? Don't expect anybody else to do it first. Don't expect anybody else to do it with you. You become the living example of this truth. You get yourself healthy. You become a true shining example of what the power of live fruits will do in your body. And then you're going to see them coming over to the light side. You're going to see them saying, oh my God, Mom, I've never seen you look as good. I've never seen you have more energy. I've never seen you look so youthful. I've never seen you so balanced in your emotions. I've never seen you such a calm and a powerful woman. You're going to inspire them to want to do it or not. It's okay. This is about you. This is about your health. Yes, we want to see our children healthy. And yes, we want to see I deal with it. You know, my kids here, my daughter who lives with me, 18 years old, Kaya, and her best friend who also lives with me here. They're both my daughters now. You know, I see them eating their junk food, and what am I going to do? I can only do what I can do, and getting down on them for eating the junk food or for wanting to go for ice cream or any of that stuff, that's not going to help them. What I can do is continue to put this beautiful juice in their hands. And what I can do is only encourage them. What I can do is provide as much living food in the house as possible. And then hopefully they're going to slowly make the right choice. In fact, they drink a lot of the live juice. But there's also those temptations. They want to go out. They want to have their little thing here and there. I let them go with that. I can only be as good of an example as I can be. And then we have to realize that our kids and our spouses have their own ability to choose or to do something or not do something. You have no control. Look at how hard it is for ourselves to even control what we do. I got 1 minute left, and then I'm going to jump on to a coaching call with one of my new clients. But let me just read the rest of the Facebook comments. And this one, Emoji King says, I'm transparent when it comes to talking about my vision and inner visions. There's several in a way that's cool and easily understood. But most people think I'm crazy. I would agree and think, yeah, most people think I'm crazy too. Most people think I'm pretty extra. All right. But we want to remember we have to be the living example of truth either way. You got to know who you're talking to. You got to meet them where they're at. You got to not be critical and criticizing. Just give them the other options that they can utilize so that they can have a healthy life experience as well. Cindy asked me, have you been able to drink all 4 bottles a day? I can drink 4 watermelon juice, but only 3 grape juice, 3 liters of grape juice. Must be thicker or something. Yeah, I can't drink a full 4 liters of grape juice. It's too much for me. I get between 2 and 3 liters in. What when I'm assessing and judging in my body, Cindy, is how I feel, how hydrated I feel, whether I've got any cravings. I can tell. You can tell within your body whether you need to go and drink some more, right? What do you think about supplements like multivitamins? No, I think I touched on that before. I didn't even see your question. I don't do any supplementation with isolates, with vitamins. That's just making expensive urine. Instead, I get all the vitamins, all the minerals, all the nutrients right here. Even doing just grape juice, I don't. There's it's the easiest recipe ever. Yes, 40 days. Kat says the link goes to the US website for your items on Amazon. I know, Kat. I'm working on the .ca website for my Amazon store. I know it goes to the US one. I'm working on fixing that. What is the ideal number of liters or cups per day? Well, it depends on you. It depends on your hydration needs. It depends on if you're sweating a lot. It depends on how big you are, how small you are. Most people, it's 4 liters a day. For me, it's anywhere from 2 to 3 liters a day. It really all depends. I'm small. I'm just 5 feet and 1/2 inch, and I weigh 127 pounds. Right now, I'm 5 pounds down in these last 5 days on this juicing challenge, which is mind blowing to me. So it all depends on you, but you definitely want to be drinking enough so that you are not dehydrated, so that you are getting all of your nutrients that you require. This grape juice I'm drinking is good, especially with the lemon and sea salt. Wow. Okay, I'm going to have to go try that. You're making my mouth water. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I want you to know that I will be here tomorrow at noon as well for 40 days and 40 nights. I'm your girl. I'm with you all the way. I'm posting in my Instagram and Facebook stories behind the scenes in the evenings, before class, after class, before I go to bed, so that you can see this in action in my life. And I hope that you guys follow along there, because it's so much fun doing this together. We're not in this alone. We're doing this together. Isn't that amazing to understand? We're doing this together. I'm 5'5", Amanda says, 110 pounds, just curious. Just talked with my husband and he is so down. Everybody, that's such amazing news to hear. So you're 5'5", 110 pounds. It's a little bit on the underweight side. So you were looking at bumping up the thyroid, right? The thyroid gland, which is going to help with the weight management. And we're looking at clearing out the mucoid plaque from your abdomen, from your small intestine, which is where your malabsorption problems stem from. That's where excessive thinness stems from. It could also be that you've got some pancreatic weakness, and obviously, like everything, adrenal functioning needs to come up. So this juice protocol will definitely do all of that. Ronnie is saying, Ronnie is saying, thank you so much on Facebook. Elaine is saying, I'm definitely ready. So guys, don't give up. If you do want to ease out of your juicing and you want to incorporate some chewing food, but you still want to detoxify your body, just add in some fresh fruit for the first couple of days, and then you can add in some fresh raw vegetables for the next couple of days, and you will still be detoxifying. Okay, you'll still be detoxifying. You don't have to only drink juice and juice fast and juice cleanse to be in order for your body to detoxify. There are different levels of detoxification. I've talked about it in my other videos. Go and check out the other videos that I've uploaded to the to YouTube and that are on my Facebook page. But check them out on YouTube because it's better categorized and organized for you. Um, all of the information is there. We've had powerful, powerful, powerful classroom sessions on this for the last 5 days. They're usually running between 2 and 3 hours now, which is amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you for allowing me to be a channel for this information. And thank all of you for watching and changing your lives and your family's lives. And for this being the ripple effect to help change other people's lives as well. Kidney filtration, Dr. Morse, fruit and herbal protocol, skin brushing, rebounder, Wim Hof, hot and cold techniques, sunlight, etc., etc., etc. Yes, 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 yes. We've talked about so much of this. Haven't touched on the Wim Hof breathing as yet, but you can alkalize your body with the Wim Hof breathing technique and with Dr. Joe's other methods as well. But Wim Hof is an amazing master of breath work to heal the body, to detoxify the body, to clear it of all infections and stagnation. And he is a master of masters. That's Wim Hof. Of course, Dr. Morse, my mentor. And I must really run now because I don't want to keep my clients waiting too much longer. They've already waited 36 minutes. I love you guys all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Share this out with people if you think that this is going to be helpful. If you find that this is helpful for you, make sure to subscribe here on YouTube and click the notification bell so that you can see when I come on live and when I post things to YouTube. If you're on Facebook, make sure to follow me on my regular profile page, Berns Bedard. Let me just type that down in here in case you are watching this on the YouTube. And I am also on Instagram, right? So that's me. Let me type that over again. All right. I'm Berns Bedard on Facebook. I am the Real Juicy Detox on Instagram, and all of these handles are in the comments, in the details down below. But make sure you follow along. If you found this to be powerful and useful for you, share this out with somebody that you think is also going to be benefited from this information, because we really can heal the body. And when we really understand that detoxification is the golden key that unlocks the inner world of health and vitality, then it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Much love to all of you. Thank you so much. I love you. I will see you all again tomorrow. Oh, and Elaine said, thank you, Berns. You're the best. Love listening to you. Thank you so much. George, you're just tuning in now on the Facebook. Thank you so much for popping in. You guys can all catch this on the replay. Mwah. I love you. I love you. I love you.